All right. Good evening. This is Peter Leinweber, aka Coach Big Pete. Sorry, something just fell down about that. Well, it is time now, and this will be the last one because I think this is the eighth or ninth one. No, maybe 10 because I got to add on to the Twitter times for the question and answer segment of Coach Big Pete. Most common questions that have been asked to me. It's actually a fun time just for you guys to get a little bit to know me a little bit more. So let's get started. The usual questions. Well, one of the first biggest questions is, "What's your name?" I just said it. My name is Peter Leinweber, Coach Big Pete, aka as most people call me Coach Big Pete. You honestly do not need to call me Coach. I feel the need not to be called Coach. You don't have to call me Coach. It was basically told upon me when I became publisher to call myself Coach Big Pete. I want to be something else, just basically Peter Leinweber, but it's starting to change, which is good. Okay, because I got my little bit of my things right here. Questions. One common thing that I keep getting asked is, how do I get recruited? How do you get recruited? And that's one of the things I keep telling people, and I tell this numerous times. First, you want to fill out the recruiting questionnaires of many Division III colleges, Division II colleges, and of course D1 colleges, NAIA colleges. Get your name spread around. Fill out those questionnaires. They are usually on the athletic websites. Right-hand section, left-hand section, football. How do I apply? How do I become a recruit? How do I become that player team's nickname? Blah, blah, blah. And fill out your recruitment form. Like I've said numerous times, and I said at the Matt Lemming recruiting seminar, please, I beg this many times from you, and as fill out those recruiting questionnaires. It takes about an hour. And I know most of the parents are going to be watching this video, unlike recruits. Parents, recruits, take 2 hours out of the weekend or in the nighttime and start filling out college recruiting questionnaires. Division III, IIAC, Cole College, Luther College, Wartburg College, CCIW, Elmhurst, Augustana, Millikin, North Central, Wheaton College, North Park, WIAC, Wisconsin, La Crosse, Platteville, Oshkosh, Stevens Point, Stout, just every school. Wisconsin, Lutheran, Ripon, fill out Eureka College. I like that little school. Again, these are great ways for you to get noticed and free. And remember, and I keep saying this again, please remember this, recruiting is free. Recruiting is free. Pay for recruiting services. They are all scams. I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say this every time I see someone. They are scams. They are scams. And it's heartbreaking when you have to hear a parent, I paid 10 grand, 11 grand, 9 grand, 8 grand, 6 grand for my kid to get recruited. Nothing happened. Well, guess what? It's a scam. It's total BS. Simple as that. If you want to go to a recruiting service, and I say this again because he's one of my friends, Matt Lemming, does a great job. Also, Clint Cosgrove does a good job, and sorry for the sound disruptions and that. He does a great job. Who else? Gazy Crowley, he does a good job. XOS Digital does a great job. They sell computer equipment to the colleges, and they also do give a little bit of an add-on with their recruiting scouting list. So please, fill out those free, and these are free. And I got a question. It was on YouTube, and this is what I want to point out. They said, how come they don't have like a profile of each kid on the internet? Let me tell you something right now. Those services send out their list to college recruiters, and college coaches basically put it in the trash and email, or it's blocked as spam. It's a joke. Again, recruiting is free. Just please, I beg of you. If there's one thing that you take away from this video is that this recruiting is free, pay for recruiting services are a scam, and please fill out small schools first. Do the Division III, do the NAIA, Division II schools first. Then you go on to the D1. And please, and I say this numerous times to the parents, and this always happens, if you think your kid is D1, still fill out those Division III things and go to those D3 summer camps. That's all I beg of you. Please do. Do you have a showcase? Planning on a showcase, but it's looking like it's a major no. The showcase that I want to do was educate half the time with the kids. I want the kids to take away something from the showcase. It's not a popularity contest. It's not a talent contest. That's my personal feeling with showcase. I want the kids to take away something. And I want to do a half thing of classroom time, have the kids go over designs of the plays, the schemes, what they need to look for. But it's looking like a major no. So I will be part of the Matt Lemming Prep Insider Showcase April 21st. I will be coaching offensive defensive line coming out of retirement for one day. Which brings me back to another thing. This is one of my favorite questions that I ask. How were you as a coach? I was absolute shit. Ain't gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I was how do you say hard headed a little bit. But I eased up, and then that's when I realized I had fun as a coach, and I realized that these are it's a game of a ball, 100 yards, and teenagers that want to have fun. And that's the main importance of the game, is that you have fun. That is a serious thing, is that you have fun, and that's the main thing with high school football. And I think a lot of people forget about that. It's about getting that D1 scholarship, all that other stuff. It's not true. It's about the team. Next question. And another question is 7-on-7 football. How do you feel about 7-on-7 football? And this is what I say, and I've said this numerous times. I hate 7-on-7 football. 7-on-7 football is a teaching tool. It is not a competition. Kids, especially a lot of kids that think that they beat a DBD on 7-on-7 football, think that they're the next all-star, which is not completely true. I could make a 7-on-7 team with a bunch of offensive and defensive linemen, and I could probably win half the battles and get a few touchdowns. Simple as that. 7-on-7 football was used and is a teaching tool. It is not a competition. I've said this numerous times. I can't be clear about it. Now we go into 7-on-7 teams, club teams. I like Hero. I like Top Gun. I like Boom. I know they're flashy. I know all the other stuff, all the complaints that Boom has gotten, and that. And I said that, and I tell this to high school coaches. Where were you 5 or 6 years ago when all this stuff was happening and all became popular? Because some of you remained silent. So don't get me started on the whole 7-on-7 football. I hate it. I loathe 7-on-7 football. Again, like I say, every kid should be playing a second or third high school sport. That is the main thing. Please understand it. They have to play that second and third high school sport. They should be encouraged to play that second and third high school sport. No specialization in one high school sport should be acceptable for a kid or a parent if they can play a second sport. I encourage them to play a second sport, and even if no kids aren't playing any sports, I encourage them to do any extracurricular activity for that high school, a chess club, a drama club. They must be involved with the high school out after school activities. That is one thing that is hurting right now in high school. And people are talking about the drop-off in high school football, but let's talk about the drop-off in other high school sports. And girls' sports is one of them. There's a lot of low participation levels for girls' sports. So it's not just football. Please understand that. All right. What coaches do you like? What coaches do I like? Coach Horf, Stevenson, Coach Hartman, Coach Hartman of Hinsdale Central. I like the new coach of Curry, Arthur Ray. I like all the offensive and defensive line coaches that have turned into head coaches. I have a lot of respect for them. Basically, they approach common sense. Coach Ivalo, of course, huge amount of respect for him. Coach Tolley, Coach Kuntz. Who else? Coach Kraft, if I see what he does. Coach Wenzel of Herscher. Of course, always Derek Leonard, Ken Leonard, that whole bunch. Williamsville coach, Amaro Forsyth's coach. I forgot his. He's gonna kill me. I forgot his name again. Forreston coach, strong defensive coach. Ottawa Marquette coach Dropes. He's a good coach too. Phillips coach Troy McAllister. I have a lot of respect for what he does. I like the new Julia Catholic coach. New Trier coach Dow. He is a kid not kid. He's a guy who gets the job done. He is impressive. I'm just completely impressed with what he's done with New Trier football. Coach Pardon of Hersey, I really do like. I got to see his practice. I like the coaching staff out of course, Bradley Bourbonnais. Hinsdale South is another good coaching staff too. Glenbar West coach Heltlet, he does a great job too. they're good coaches. Chicago Christian Coach Cook, he does a good job. A lot of good coaches that I really do like. All right, let's see what else we got. Nope. All right. How do I? Oh, this is a good one. How do I get an interview on deepdishfootball.com? Doesn't matter. I could give two craps if you are a D1 player or a D2 or D3 player. If you want to interview, hey, I'm open for an interview. Simple as that. Get your name and tell me your story. I want your story to be written on that Deep Dish Football page. And again, here's another one. Coach Big Pete. Why do you misspell so many things and your mispronunciations? One, as you can see, I have an inland Midland dialect. As you can see, I massacred the English language. As you can see, spelling. I am horrible with spelling. I do apologize. I will try to work on it again. I do apologize. Why do you hate message boards and forums? Quick, easy, central. 2015, I was diagnosed with 2014. It was 2014. I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I had a few anonymous cowards go on the Interstate 8 message board, which was a conference message board, and basically talk about my medical conditions wrongly. By the way, wrong medical conditions. Basically send emails to coaches saying that I should be fired because cancer is, and I mean this in literal terms, cancer is contagious. Yes, as you can see, Westmont not that smart, but that was the main whole thing with why I don't like message boards and forums. And when they're attacking kids, they're attacking coaches, they're attacking coaches' livelihoods and their jobs under cowards' names. That's not good. And this has started for a long, long time, I guess. And I think there needs to be a stop. Someone needs to put a stop to it. It's complete BS what is going on. I personally believe that if you have a problem with someone, you say that to their face. But most people won't, because we live in the age of basically, I feel free to say anything on the internet, blah, blah, blah. When I have a problem with someone, I say it to their face. Simple as that, and I've done that numerous times. As you can tell with all the quarterback training services and that, they have a lot of fake Twitter profiles. They leave me great messages, and I love them for it. Thank you, guys. Why is your watch? Oh, this is a good one. Again, different watch list rankings. Ranking is done by the panel of the coaches. Watch list is done only by me. I have no say with the panel rankings. I've said this numerous times. As you can see, there's a difference between the watch list and the rankings. I disagree with the rankings. A lot of them. I was on the panel from 2015. If it was 2015 to 2016. And then I became publisher 6 of Deep Dish Football. Showcase, remember, what coaches do you like? How do you do an interview? Just looking down. Who do you like and who you hate? Again, like I said, I like everyone. I hate when journalists call themselves football experts when they're not football experts. I think it's disrespectful to the game of football, especially if someone has not played or even coached that game. I think it's very disrespectful. And I think, too, if you're going to be a journalist in high school football, and especially a recruiting journalist, you're going to have to talk to college coaches and high school coaches. And you got some that don't even talk to high school or college coaches. And that's completely BS. If you want to be part of this whole thing, you have to talk to high school and college coaches. And like I said, Matt Lemming, he talks to high school and college coaches. He's one of those major things. Beth Long, another person, she talks to high school and college coaches. So you see what I'm getting at. One thing that you have found very, very disturbing in football, and I'll tell you this right now, corporations, and I think it's corporate greed, and greed's going to kill this game. And I think that we've become too much infused with this. The kid's got to wear this certain type of brand, or he's got to drink from this certain type of water bottle, or this power drink, or this energy drink, or whatever. He has to drink that, or sports drink. He has to drink this sports drink. It has become very, very sad that we basically are commercializing these kids, and basically, and if he's got to be part of this certain brand, he's got to be part of this 7-on-7 club or this training service, any of that. I think high school football should remain in high school football. I think the high school coach is the most important and pivotal person in that young man's life and recruiting. So simple as that. So again, please, like I said, if you like my work, feel free to leave a donation via PayPal on the right-hand section. And also a reminder, yes, and someone asked me this, I'm going to be running again another GoFundMe page to raise funds to basically to help you guys get more access to all the travel spots and all that when I go for the Deep Dish Football Tour 2018. Thank you so much. Have a great night.